The interrogation scene in Persona 5 is one of my favorite scenes in any video game. My editing in my last video didn't do enough justice for this part in the story, so I'm gonna try and explain everything that happened in this video. If you haven't seen my other Persona videos, this won't make any sense and you should probably do that. Let's get started. Alright, so rewind back to our school trip to the television studio. Us, An, and Ryuji talk about going to an amusement park while Morgana talks about wanting to eat fluffy pancakes. Akechi, who was just passing by, overheard something about wanting to eat fluffy pancakes. Fast forward next to the airport right before we leave for Hawaii, where we see that Futaba has hacked into our smartphone and can see through the camera whenever she wants. Next to the school festival, where Akechi finds out that we are the Phantom Thieves and threatens us to help him complete Sai's palace, or else we will be turned into the police. This is when Akechi hears Morgana speak for the first time and acts surprised that a cat can speak. Right before we enter the palace, Futaba steals Akechi's phone and starts fangirling about the model phone he has. Fast forward again to Sai's palace, where we complete it, take her heart, and are ambushed by people in black as we are trying to get out. We act as a decoy for the escape. Everyone gets away safely, but we are caught, drugged, and then interrogated by Sai in the interrogation room. After talking to Sai and the drug wears off, we remember a load of key things. We are taken to a flashback of the school festival where we talk to Morgana after everyone leaves the room. Morgana mentions how Akechi was able to hear Morgana's voice. Only people who have gone into palaces could hear Morgana speak, which means Akechi has already gone into a palace a long time ago. Akechi also acted surprised when he heard Morgana speak during the school festival, even though he clearly heard Morgana talk about pancakes before, which makes us suspect that he's hiding something. Next flashback. To make sure Akechi isn't doing anything sketchy, Morgana asks Futaba to plant a bug onto Akechi's phone so that they can spy on him. Futaba does so by swiping his phone and starts fangirling over the model, as seen before. Back to the interrogation with Sai. After we remember these key things, we tell Sai to show Akechi our phone. When she meets him in the hallway, she shows him our phone. Akechi then shows his true colors after Sai leaves and enters the interrogation room with the guard standing outside. He steals the guard's gun, puts on his own silencer, and kills the guard. Akechi then turns to us, thanks us for falling into his trap, and proceeds to shoot us in the head. Akechi then takes off the silencer, plants the gun onto us to make it look like we shot ourselves. Our death spreads across the news, and the Phantom Thieves all seem distraught until Ryuji gives a smirk. Sai gets a voice message from Futaba giving instructions to go back to the interrogation room. Sai returns to the room with the guard standing outside unharmed. Sai asks the guard if anyone came by earlier. The guard denies, saying no one came by. Sai then tells the guard that Akechi isn't coming anymore and that he should run. Sai enters the interrogation room alone. In the room, the dead guard fades away and we are shown to be silently sitting in the room like nothing happened. So how did this all happen? Next, we are being taken home in Sai's car, worn out from dealing with the drugs that were put on us. Everyone welcomes us back and says that their plan worked. We explain everything to Sojiro, which also plays out as an explanation for the player. From the explanation, we figure out that we didn't actually steal Sai's heart after taking her down. The treasure was a dummy they used to trick Akechi into thinking the palace would disappear afterwards. We are also explained that parts of the real world remain the same even after entering the palace world, which can be seen in this cutscene. Notice how all the surrounding buildings are unchanged, but the courtroom is now a giant casino. Since the police station is right next to the courtroom, Futaba, Yusuke, and Makoto check the palace's interrogation room to see if that part of the palace remains the same as the real world, in which it does. We also see that Futaba was able to spy on the call Akechi was making with Shiro Masayoshi, this guy who is the mastermind pulling all the strings. In this call, we hear that Akechi plans on taking the guard's gun, killing the guard, and then proceeding to kill us. Now we go back to when Sai shows Akechi our phone. Since Futaba has previously hacked into our phone right before the Hawaii trip, she can see through the camera and can also remotely control the navigation app needed to enter palaces. When Sai shows Akechi our phone, Futaba sees Akechi through our phone camera, and that is when she activates our navigation app, sending him and Sai into Sai's palace. But since Akechi thinks the palace doesn't exist anymore, and since everything else looks the same as the real world, Akechi enters the interrogation room and proceeds to carry out his plan, killing the fake guard and the fake us in the palace. For those who are asking, how can Sai enter Sai's palace? It's totally safe to enter your own palace, as shown as when Futaba entered her own palace. Another question you might ask is why a fake us and the fake guard were standing there in the palace world. Well, since it's Sai's palace and it's based on how she thinks at that current moment, when her and Akechi entered the palace, the fake guard and the fake us were there because in the back of her mind, we were locked away in that room with a guard standing outside. Also, since Akechi confirmed our death, no one went to check if we actually died because Akechi was the one who took on the Phantom Thief's case as the head detective. Also, since the guard was told not to say anything if he values his life, he will also keep his mouth shut without worry. Akechi suspects that the death of the Phantom Thieves' leader will put the Phantom Thieves out of commission. This gives the Phantom Thieves time to make their move on Shido in the shadows. And that's it. I hope my explanation was easy enough to understand. I also hope you would appreciate this amazing storytelling. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, leave a like. If you want to subscribe, then that's up to you. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Hello, is this thing on? Am I all alone? I need a bigger gun. She gives it back after a couple of minutes. The interrogation scene in Persona 5 is one of my favorites. Fuck! If you haven't seen my other Persona videos, this won't make any sense and you should probably go do that. Wink wink. God, that was so stupid. Alright, so rewind. After talking to Sai and the drug wears off, why can't I say remember? We are taken to a flashback of the school festival where we talk to Morgana after everyone leaves the room. Morgana mentions how Akechi was able. Am I stupid? Next flashback to make sure Akechi isn't doing anything. Akechi then shows his true colors after Sai leaves and the interrogation room. Did I skip a word? I skipped like 3 words. Keep this in mind as him overhearing pancakes plays a crucial part in the part. I can't believe I fucked that up. She meets him in the hall. Why can't I read? Sai gets a voice message from Futaba.